What you say, Sidewinders? Welcome to the FARCA World Finals here. We got a custom track, Thunder Alley here. You guys know this track well, and we got 16 monster trucks ready to do battle. Introducing first from Loose Cannon Racing with the iconic driver on the back, the memorial of Scott Hartsock. A nice tribute there on the tailgate. Please welcome John Gordon in Bad Company. Next truck out is a big Dodge, a fantastic driver. Usually runs the Chevrolet body, but he's in a big Dodge today. Please welcome Tim Mente in Bad Medicine. Oh man, he clips the container! Man, oh man! Clips the container on the stack there, and now it's kicked up on the van. And a wild ride there for Tim Mente, but he looks like he's okay. Next truck out is the motorhome machine that made its long-awaited debut recently at the Freedom Factory. Please welcome Michael Paglarulo in Recreation. Next truck out is a awesome machine running a custom gears design with the blue lights this time with a great driver. Please welcome Bernard Light in Alien Invasion. Next truck out is a classic Dodge with the inserts in the wheels and a fantastic driver that has been with us before. Please welcome Drew Haygood in the Desperado. Oh man, and he takes a tumble. And the container gets another one. Drew Haygood with a wild ride. It looks like he tweaked something in the front end, but he should be able to get it back together though. Next truck out is a legendary Chevrolet and a legendary driver that is always very strong in these competitions. Please welcome Scott Stevens in the Auto Value King Crutch. Next truck out, another legendary member of the Bigfoot Racing Team. This one's sponsored by the toughest toys on the planet, with a legendary driver behind the wheel. Please welcome Dan Runte in Bigfoot Tonka. Oh my goodness, this might be the wildest intros that we've ever seen, as the container claims a third victim as Bigfoot Tonka takes a tumble. He's going to have to break out the spare shell just out of the intros. Next truck out is a legendary driver with his legendary Chevrolet with the flag on the back and a custom design. He wants to know if you've driven over a Ford lately. Please welcome Gary Porter in the Carolina Crusher. And he's got a little body damage there as well, I tell you what. Alright, that's all from the green lane, now the yellow lane. Next truck out, the legendary Willies and the legendary driver that is always tough to beat. Please welcome Pablo Huffaker in Blacksmith. And he's in trouble. Man, oh man, can he save it? No! Upside down goes Blacksmith. He's still on the gas, but now he's on his top. Man, oh man, we got to get some help out here, folks. Here he comes, the flipper truck. Let's get him out here. Blacksmith cannot get himself back on his wheels, so he's going to need some assistance. And that's where our friend right here comes in. And he has saved the day many times before, but Blacksmith is in a tough spot here in the corner. We will see. May want to push him out into the racing lane a little bit to get away from these hills. The way you can get a good angle to push the truck over. But it doesn't look like he's going to do that. And he might be in a spot here. He might be in a little trouble. That was a bad idea. Got the car in the way there. And now he's going to have to go in between the cars and the ramp, it looks like, to get Blacksmith pushed around. And this is not a very good idea. Maybe he's going to push him from the back out into the lane. And now he's got to get turned around again. Well, watch out, there's a fuel cell there! Man, oh man, the flipper truck has started a fire! Get the fire truck out here, man! Lord have mercy, I tell you what, this has been an absolute disaster! And here comes the fire truck right now. I'll tell you what, absolute disastrous recovery process so far. And hopefully we can get some things figured out here. The fire truck is here, and here comes the flipper dump truck as they are getting the fire extinguished. And he is going to try to flip Blacksmith back over onto his wheels. You're not going to be able to go that way. Getting hooked on the cars a little bit, he's got to back up. I tell you what, this has been an absolute mess. But it's fitting for the way these intros have been. Everybody is okay. But Blacksmith still needs to be turned back up onto his wheels, and he is hooked to the other flipper truck. He's going to have to get him unhooked here. This is wild. And now the fire truck's going to have to move. Beeping at the fire truck to watch out, and he's going to back out of the way here. And now he might be stuck now. I'll tell you what, this has been the wildest thing. And he gets loose, and now the dump truck. Let's see if he can finally get Blacksmith back over onto his wheels. He's going to take an angle here for the roof. And there it is. So, how many vehicles does it take to flip over a monster truck? It took 3. And 2 and 1 to put out a fire. That was started by the first one. But nonetheless, the flipper trucks saved the day once again, and they're going to head off the course here. And hopefully, Pablo Huffaker can fire up Blacksmith again and make his way off the course. And we will wait and see if he can do that once these other trucks clear the area, as the fire truck is moving now. I tell you what, this has been some of the wildest intros you'll ever see, folks. And we'll wait and see if Pablo can refire. And he has. He has refired Blacksmith. He's going to have to break out a spare shell because that one is completely gone. But Pablo Huffaker and Blacksmith has been recovered and is making his way off the course. Alright, now we can continue with the intros. Next truck out, a legendary truck and driver. Great looking Chevrolet that always does very well. Please welcome Ranger Joe Cipher in the Airborne Ranger. Next truck out is the legendary Marvel Comics Chevrolet that has won one of these events before. Also a World Finals champion. Please welcome Brian Barthel in Wolverine. Next truck out is a fantastic truck and driver, also running a Gears design. These Gears designs look pretty good on these trucks. Also a World Finals racing champion. Please welcome Tristan England in the Earthshaker. And he just kicked the container up. We know what happened last time it was like that, Tristan. What'd you have to do us like that for, man? Next truck out is a legendary truck and driver. Running the cracked body style again, but this time he's got the purple rims. Please welcome Tony Farrell in Wild Thing. And be careful with that container, Tony. Come on, get off of there. These intros have been absolute shenanigans. Tony Farrell still trying to get Wild Thing off of there. He's stuck. Lock the differential in, Tony. Lock the differential in. It's not locked in. There he goes. He locked it in. Now can you get it off of there? Great driving by Tony Farrell. And he gets Wild Thing off of the stack. He's going to have to do some body repairs, but he is good to go. Next truck out is a legendary Ford, another member of the legendary team. Legendary driver behind the wheel who has won one of these events before, not on this particular truck, but another one. Please welcome Andy Brass in Bigfoot Ford. And he goes into the container. Up and over and saves it, and he knocks the container completely off of the stack. That may be what's best for the rest of these intros. That way everybody else can smoothly jump the stack there. So I appreciate it, Andy. Next truck out, a legendary truck and driver with the NGK Spark Plugs flag. Thunder Nationals champion. Please welcome Michael Waters in Black Stallion. And last but not least, our defending champion. He's got the checkered flag there on the back and the basketballs in the wheels. This is a great looking machine. Carl Malone's racing team looking to repeat a championship here. Please welcome Chad Fortune in Power Forward. And that, ladies and gentlemen, wraps up the wildest intros in Sidewinder Motorsports history. Alright, round one, John Gordon in Bad Company and Pablo Huffaker in Blacksmith. This is the Thunder Alley World Finals custom event here. We got a good one going, coming to the turn. Pablo always strong in these competitions. John Gordon clips the car a little bit, and that might have been the difference. Right there at the line, as it's going to be Blacksmith, who has a good run, as he usually does. Pablo Huffaker moves on. Up next, Tim Mente in Bad Medicine and Joe Cipher in the Airborne Ranger. Dodge versus Chevy. This should be a good one. Here they come down Thunder Alley. We're looking even coming to the turn. Joe Soffer bobbles a little bit, clips the car. A good run there. Bad Medicine Tim Mente has a strong run in the big Dodge, and he gets the win and moves on. Next up, Michael Pagliarulo in Recreation going up against Brian Barthel in Wolverine. Great looking machines and great drivers. This should be another good one as they come to the turn. Big Motorhome Recreation, and he gets a little out of shape. It looked like Wolverine had the lead on him anyway, but he got a little out of shape at the line. But it is Brian Barthel, another good run in Wolverine, and he moves on. Next up, Bernard Light in Alien Invasion and Tristan England in the Earthshaker. Tristan England, a World Finals racing champion of the last World Finals in Earthshaker. These are two Gears trucks coming around the turn, and we've got a good one going. And it's going to be a close one at the line. What a race! Very close. Alien Invasion does a little cartwheel there at the end. And it is Alien Invasion. Bernard Light gets the win. Next up, Drew Hagen in the Desperado and Tony Farrell in Wild Thing. Legendary trucks and drivers who have been here many times. Tony Farrell, as we mentioned, the MTD champion. Drew Hagen has been here before as well in the Desperado. And we got another good one. What a race! Very close. They're both going for a wild ride. And they both save it. And it is Drew Hagen in the Desperado. Next up, Scott Stevens in the Auto Value King Crunch and Andy Brass in Bigfoot Ford. This should be a good one. These two have gone at it many times over the years. Legendary trucks and drivers. Scott Stevens sliding it around the turn. Andy Brass on two wheels, and he takes a wild ride. So does Scott Stevens. Bigfoot's upside down. King Crunch does a complete flip, but Scott Stevens gets the win. Next up, Dan Runte in Bigfoot Tonka and Michael Waters in Black Stallion. Ford battle here between two legendary trucks and drivers. This should be a good one. Bigfoot Tonka, we seen it in the Atlanta Freestyle, and we got a good one going. It's a close one. It looked like Black Stallion. Oh, Michael Waters in trouble. He's rolled the truck, and he got domed by the tire in the process, but he does get the win. Next up, Gary Porter in the Carolina Crusher and Chad Fortune in Power Forward. Last matchup for round one, Chad Fortune, defending champion, going up against the legendary driver, Gary Porter. Looks a little slow coming down Thunder Alley, and Chad Fortune, another great run. I don't think it would have mattered. Chad Fortune has been on a tear lately. Gary Porter still trying to save it over there, and he does, but Chad Fortune moves on. On to round two, Tim Mente in Bad Medicine and Pablo Huffaker in Blacksmith. Here we go, a big matchup for Tim Mente, a very good driver, but Pablo Huffaker, always tough in these competitions, but Pablo goes a little bit wide, and another good race. Man, oh man, I'll tell you what, that was a close one. We'll wait on the officials. And it is the big Dodge. Bad Medicine gets the win. Wow. Up next, Bernard Light, Alien Invasion, and Brian Barthel in Wolverine. Great looking machines and great drivers once again. Here they come down Thunder Alley. And we will see at the line, Bernard Light looking smooth through the turn, but he clips the car. And I don't know if it would have mattered again. But Brian Barthel, Another strong run, and he has got the Chevrolet running good once again in these competitions. Wolverine moves on. Up next, Drew Haygood in the Desperado and Michael Waters in Black Stallion. Legendary battle, Dodge versus Ford. Here they come. To the corner. It looks like a slight lead to Haygood. Coming around the turn, and we got another good one at the line. What a race! I'll tell you what, these guys, World Finals tracks are always outstanding racing. It is the Desperado. Drew Haygood moves on. Next up, Scott Stevens, Auto Value King Crunch, and Chad Fortune in Power Forward. Last spot in the semifinals on the line. Chevy versus Ford. Scott Stevens a little bit squirrely coming down Thunder Alley, and he goes a little wide. And that is not what you want to do against Chad Fortune right now. But it's a very close race. Scott Stevens, a wild riding King Crunch, still trying to save it and does. But Chad Fortune moves on and Power Forward. Semifinals time, Drew Haygood, Desperado, Brian Barthel and Wolverine. Dodge versus Chevy. Great looking machines and fantastic drivers. These two have been flying all evening long. They both go smooth as silk around the turn, but Wolverine is a little faster. Drew Haygood's upside down in the Desperado. And Brian Barthel is going to another finals in Wolverine. Alright, to see who joins him. Tim Mente, Bad Medicine, Chad Fortune, and Power Forward. Chad Fortune looking for his second straight championship. Tim Mente looking to take Bad Medicine. I tell you, Bad Medicine has been strong. Look at these two around these turns, up in the air. The front wheels of Bad Medicine. I'll tell you what, that was a close race. Bad Medicine into the motorhome there. And it is Chad Fortune. He's going to another finals in Power Forward. The finals are set. Chad Fortune, Power Forward, Brian Barthel and Wolverine. This should be a good one. Chevy versus Ford. These two are both champions of these events. Here they come to the turn. We have got a great finals coming to the line. Man, oh man, these two have been fantastic. It looked like the Chevrolet. But I'll tell you what, Chad Fortune was that close to winning another one. But Brian Barthel has done it again. And once again, he has taken the Marvel Comics Chevrolet Wolverine to a championship victory. And he is always tough to beat in these competitions. You don't want to see this guy lined up next to you, because he is always tough in these competitions. And I'll tell you what, he has got that truck running good. Congratulations once again to Brian Barthel and Wolverine for another championship victory. Enjoy the rest of the celebration. My voice is leaving, folks. Enjoy the rest of the celebration. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed. And as always, we will see you next time with some more monster truck action. So long, everybody.